Boy, just one of the biggest trades in the history of the NFL, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where it would land in the biggest trades, but it's going to be up there. I think the Cowboys are nuts. I know Scott's could argue the opposite. And that's fine. I think there's a reasonable argument to be had on either side of this conversation. But the Packers are getting a dude that you would just for 2 first-rounders, even with the Pro Bowler that you got in exchange, you would just cross your fingers and hope and pray you could get a couple guys that are equal to the value of Micah Parsons. So I think it was a smart move by the Packers, my opinion, but it is a lot of money. In terms of Nik Bonitto, Nick was never going to be getting Micah Parsons' money. So Nick was not going to be resetting the market or anything like that. But what it does is it takes you from, if you had a conversation with Nick a month ago and maybe $30 million is what you were hoping to get him at. Well, now that's 37. Now that's 38. I mean, bump it up by $6 or $7 million.
Well, I will say this: he's only 26.
It's crazy.
So for the Packers standpoint, that's unbelievable. You know,
unbelievable.
His lowest sack title total of his career was last year, but he only played 13 games. So he missed 4 games with injury or whatever. You know how many he had in the 13 games he played?
12.
12.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
So his rookie year, he had 13 and a half, 14, then 12 last year in 4 less games because he's hurt. So the Packers got a game changer to an offense a defense that was not able to put pressure on quarterbacks last year. They needed that position. I will say this, we'll see what happens with the draft picks. I'm with Jerry. I ain't going to pay the guy $47 million a year for the next 4 or 5 years. So I can see why. I still, and I've said it for a month or so, think he's gun-shy because of the contract he gave out Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to get saddled with 2 of those. At least they did bring back an all-pro player who's a pretty good interior lineman, and you get 2 first-round picks. So I think both teams win in the right now and here. Green Bay wins. Is that fair?
Yes.
Could work out for both.
Here's where I struggle with the I ain't going to pay him $47 million. Well, if that's true, you're never going to get a top-flight free agent ever.
Right.
Because don't get hung up on the money.
Right.
I mean, the problem is you didn't want to reset the market. Guess what you do? You reset the market. When you sign the next free agent, he's going to reset the market, whether it's the pass rusher or the corner or the wide receiver. He's going to reset the market. So if that's true, what he's telling you is he ain't going to pay anybody.
Well, maybe, or that he's not going to be the guy that resets the market. Last time he reset the market, he's gotten 3 straight very insignificant years from Dak Prescott.
I think it's more pride for Jerry Jones. I think he just thinks that this is what it is and that's that. And I think listen, they did get a good player in exchange. They did. And they got 2 first-round picks. I get it. It's the Packers, and they're going to be good, so that's a little deeper. But you can wheel and deal with those picks. I don't know. It could work out for everybody. I mean, but what the Packers are trying to do is win right now. That's why I would be more excited as a Packers fan. Nobody's excited as a Cowboys fan. Show me Skip Bayless. I saw Skip Bayless. He was excited about it for his own reasons. But he's it. I haven't seen any other Cowboys fans fired up about this. I've seen a lot of Packers fans who are excited.
You just mentioned it a little bit in passing, but I don't think it's talked about enough with this deal. Everybody's getting hung up on 2 first-round picks. Hey, man, Packers are going to be pretty good, okay? So what are we talking about? I mean, on the high end, maybe 20.
Maybe.
In the realistic world of what we all think the Packers are probably going to do, you're probably looking at a couple picks around 24 to 26.
Yep.
Right?
Maybe.
How valuable are 2 of those?
It's the Omarion Hamptons of the world.
Well, I mean,
like that.
We went through it. We went through it, and we know what it's like when you're on the back end and you just don't have anybody that you value that much. Well, you end up taking a luxury pick.
Yep. There's a lot of gamble, but I'm telling you, I think Jerry Jones is out of the let's set the market part of his deal.
I agree with that.
You said more than anybody. Nik Bonitto is not getting done until Micah Parsons gets done.
Yeah.
Said it a million times. Okay, now what?
Well, I think both sides go to work now. The market's been reset. Mm-hmm. We know where it's at. Now we got to figure out if we can find something that's reasonable. I think that both sides would like to get a deal done before training camp. I personally would be reserved with it. I personally would be a bit reluctant to give Nik Bonitto $37 million per year for a guy that's only done it one season. I mean, you look at Micah Parsons' stats, right? And his worst year.
He did it 4 years.
His worst year, he had 12 sacks, right? Well,
in 13 games.
I got a lot of proof. I know who that dude is. I don't know. I think I know, but I don't know who Nik Bonitto is.
I don't disagree with that.
So you think they'll still wait? You don't anticipate the Broncos?
No. That's not what I said. I said I think they're going to work towards getting a deal done before training camp. I'm just saying what I would do.
Well, before training camp. I guess where I was.
I'm sorry, before the season.
Oh, okay. I could see that. I could see that happening. I can't predict it, but is Bonitto that guy or not?
I'm not convinced yet.
I'm not either. Trade him to Jerry Jones.
You don't have to trade him. You can just play him, and you can be patient about it. The truth will be, though, the longer you wait, if he is the guy, the more you'll pay. But like I said earlier,
yeah, but you also got the franchise tag if it really comes down.
You do, and you're $47 million under the cap next year because you're finally out from under Russell Wilson, and you're a couple years away from paying Bo Nix the really big money and having that impact you. You're in a great spot. You're actually in a spot, good for Nik Bonitto, that you could overpay him, and it wouldn't really hurt the team either. It's not that big of a deal. It's a great spot for the Broncos to be in, and now Mike is set. All right.